Hello, students, and welcome to our math class today. We're going to continue with the factoring, but we're going to compare the simplifying and the factoring today. We'll start with our do now, though. We've got an interesting prompt about words in math in honor of National Read Across America Day today. So we're celebrating that, celebrating a little reading in our math class. Our objective is to compare simplifying and factoring. And our essential question asks, what is the difference between simplifying and factoring? Remember to get participation credit, complete the Do Now in Class notebook. Today we're working on a graphic organizer. All important thing, show your work to the teacher and complete your exit ticket. Also, if you didn't finish your schoolwork, finish it at home. Most of you get done in class, though. But even if you don't finish, before you leave the meeting, you've got to show me your progress. We need to see what you've done so we know how we can help you the best. Remember, important notes, having your camera on is always a good thing. It shows you're interested. It lets me know you're there. It helps with your participation. You can only get participation credit if you show me your work. You have to do that. If you have an issue with your camera on your computer, you can send a photo by email right at the end of the lesson. Always keep the objective and the essential question in mind as you work the lesson that helps you understand. Remember to complete your do now and exit in teams. And math work, our math is always completed on paper notes. So we'll get back to our exit ticket in a few minutes, but we've got a really interesting do now today. March 2nd, that's today, is National Read Across America Day today. So today we celebrate reading. So here's our prompt. Many students think that word problems in math are very difficult, really hard to understand. Why is it so hard to use words when we want to describe a math story? And for me, I work a lot with, well, as I have with you, we worked a lot with translating words to algebra. And some of us really struggle with, especially those turnaround phrases, difference between a number and X, or 5 from a number. So that would be X minus 5, even though we say the word 5 first. It's 5 from a number. So that's one of those tricky turnaround phrases. And I just think it's hard to sometimes translate words that have mathematical meanings into math problems. And it's hard because we're not always used to thinking like that. So when we get into eighth grade math and into pre-algebra and algebra, it's a new way of thinking. So we have to learn that. So I think that's why it's tricky. Maybe it's just we're not used to it too. So, you put your ideas and answer them right here. So today we're going to compare simplifying versus factoring. So remember, a simplified expression is an expression that no longer has like terms and has no parentheses. So there are no like terms, there are no parentheses. Like terms, two numbers would be a like term, constants, numbers without a variable. Two of the same variable would be a like term, but they have to be the same. And every part of the variable expression has to be the same. A factored expression is an expression that is written as a product. And when we write it as a product, we can bring back the parentheses. We can check by distributing to see if it's correct. So I want to make note of that right here. You can always check the answers on a factored expression by distributing, and then if you get back to the original expression, you know your answer is correct. So on the left side of this page, we're going to start with simplifying, and then on the right side of the page, we will factor. So on this left side of the page, 1 through 10, we will simplify each expression. So 10x minus 4 minus 2x plus 19. 10x minus 2x is 8x. Negative 4 plus 19 is 15. So our final simplified expression is 8x plus 15. Number 2, negative 6 plus 3k minus 8k plus 2. Well, 3k minus 8k is negative 5k, and negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. And that is our final simplified expression. Number 3, we have 7b plus 2a minus 18a plus b plus 4a. Let's remember this plus b has an invisible 1 in front of it. I like to start with the a terms. So we've got 2 minus 18 plus 4. Well, 2 and 4 make 6. 6 minus 18 is a negative 12. So we have negative 12a. Now we've got 7b and one more b. So that would be 8b. So 7a plus 8b. Number 4, we have negative 16m minus 2n minus n, which is an invisible 1, plus 9m minus 5m. So negative 16, we'll just do the m's first, plus 9 minus 5. Well, negative 16 minus 5 is negative 21. Negative 21 plus 9 is negative 12. So we have negative 12m. Then we have negative 2n minus 1n. So that's minus 3n. Negative 12m minus 3n is our answer. Now, to simplify number 5 and 6, 7, and 8, we have to distribute. And then 9 and 10, we will combine, both distributing and combining like terms. So when we distribute, we multiply 9 times y and 9 times 5, because it's 9 times the quantity of y plus 5. So 9 times y is 9y, plus 9 times 5, 45. And we haven't been asked to factor it, so we're going to leave it as it is. 2 times the quantity of 8 minus h. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times negative 8, is negative 2h. 16 minus negative 2h. Negative 3 times the quantity of 6c plus 1, it's negative 3 times 6c. So that would be negative 18c. And negative 3 times positive 1 is negative 3. So our final answer is negative 18c minus 3. I hope you're pausing the video and trying them on your own before you check your answers. So if you haven't done that, why don't you do that now? So let's move on to number 8. We have a negative sign outside the quantity 4r minus 5s. A negative sign can be thought of as a negative 1, an invisible 1, but you can also just remember this negative sign will simply change the sign of everything in the parentheses. So it's the same as multiplying everything within the parentheses by negative 1. So that would give us negative 4r instead of negative 5. Negative times a negative is a positive 5s. Okay, number 9 and 10 are going to put everything together. We've got 8 minus 4 times the quantity of 2v plus 3 plus 7v. So first we need to distribute. So we have 8. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8v. Negative 4 times 3, positive 3, is negative 12 plus 7v. Now we'll combine like terms. We have negative 8v plus 7v is going to be negative 1v, and we just write that negative v. That'll become an invisible 1. Then we have 8 minus 12, which is negative 4. And that is our final answer, negative v minus 4. And then number 10, we have negative 9a plus 5 times the quantity of a plus 2b minus the quantity A minus B. So we definitely need to distribute first. So we have negative 9A plus 5 times A is 5A, and 5 times 2B is 10B, and those are positive. Now we're going to multiply negative times A is negative A, negative times negative B is positive B. So let's go in alphabetical order, and we'll do A first. We have negative 9 plus 5 minus 1. So that is negative 5A. So negative 9 minus 1 is negative 10, plus 5 is 5A. And then we have 10B plus 1 more B. So that's plus 11B. And that is a final answer. Now, on this side, of the right side of the graphic organizer, we are factoring. Remember, a factored expression is an expression that's written as a product. Product means we multiply. So we're going to take the parentheses we got rid of by distributing, and we're going to bring them back. So we're looking for the greatest common factor of everything that's in the expression. So if I have a 6 and a 24, the largest number that we can divide both of those by is 6. So 6n divided by 6 is 1n, and we simply write n. Then we have our plus sign, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. So since we've divided by 6, the 6 comes out, and our new expression is 6 times the quantity of 6n plus 4. So if we were to distribute this, we would have 6n plus 24, which brings us right back to the original expression, and that is how we check our answer. So let's look at 14y minus 14, and both of those are divisible by 14. So 14 divided by 14, 14 comes on the outside. 14y divided by 14 is y, and this is a trickier one. Negative 14 divided by 14 is 1, so it's y minus 1. Those are the trickier ones. Number 13, 3k minus 21. Is 21 divisible by that 3? Yes, it is. So we'll divide them both by 3. So 3 comes out, then we have our parentheses. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we have 1k minus 21 divided by 3 is 7. And that's our final answer. Number 27, I've got 27a plus, or number 14, excuse me. I've got 27a plus 15. 27 and 15 are both divisible by 3. So I will do that. So 27 divided by 3 is 9. We have that a, plus 15 divided by 3 is 5. Number 15. Let's see, what is the largest thing we can pull out of 8r minus 36? And I think it's going to be 4. So we'll divide everything by 4. So 8 divided by 4 will be 2r minus 36 divided by 4, which will be 9. And number 16, 12p plus 54q. What's the largest number? 12 is not a factor of 54, but 6 is a factor of both of those. So we're going to pull that 6 out. 12p divided by 6 is 2p, plus 54 divided by 6 is 9, and we have q in the second term of that expression. Now, for the final two, for numbers 17 and 18, we will simplify, then factor each expression. So 2w minus 3 plus 5w minus 9 plus 40. So 2w plus 5w are 7w. And then we have to combine -3 minus 9 plus 40. -3 minus 9 is -12, plus 40 is a positive 28. So now we're going to factor. So we already simplified, now we're going to factor. And what is the greatest common factor of 7 and 28? It would be 7. So we'll divide each expression by 7. So 7 is on the outside. 7w divided by 7 is 1w, and that's an invisible 1. We simply write w, plus 28 divided by 7 is 4. So we simplified and we factored. And our last problem, x minus the quantity of 7y minus 3x minus 11y. First, we have to distribute that negative sign and rewrite the problem. So x minus 7y, negative times a negative is a positive, 3x minus 11y. We'll combine, let's see, we are not going to combine, well, we are going to combine the x. We've got 3x plus an invisible 1x, so that's 4x. And then we have negative 7y minus 11y, which is negative 18y. Now we factor. The largest number that can be divided in, that these two numbers, 4 and 18, can be divided by is 2, because 4 is not a factor of 18. So 4x divided by 2 is 2x, and negative 18 divided to 18y, divided by 2 is 9y, minus 9y. So our final answer, 2 times the quantity of 2x minus 9y. So let's go back to our exit ticket. After you factor an expression, how can you check your answer to be sure it is correct? You can distribute and if you have this, if the new expression or distributed expression matches the original expression, your answer checks. So great job. Great job moving forward with these concepts. You're really getting ready for algebra next year. Keep on practicing, and as you do, I know you'll be great.